Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I'm really starting to love that deck. The oracle deck. I've been using witches for the longest time. This is Scorpio? Okay. I feel like all of this wants to come out over here. Okay, Scorpio. The water signs feel very similar to me. They all feel very similar in this run. To be fair, I just did Pisces and Cancer, so you're the third and final water sign for the situation. Now, I'm seeing a strength with Scorpio that's not really shocking to me, the way I feel about Scorpio. You got something to say, you're going to say it. That's what I'm first connecting to. You got something to say, you're going to say it. And you are. Boom, it's coming out. This is where this is originating from. So this whole situation is originating from you expressing what you're thinking and feeling. Now, when you're doing this, everybody's happy. Ace of Cups is here. You're expressing how you feel. The thing is with Scorpio, Scorpio is a very caring energy. It's very strong. You can't. I don't feel like the raw Scorpio energy is very strong. I just don't feel like you can negate that out. It's just very strong. It's a leader energy. It's very strong, but it's very inclusive to those that they love, and very protective to those that they love. They can be very harsh to those that they feel are challenging, or if someone is trying to attack somebody they love, an outside force, they can be very vicious if necessary. Yeah, and that's another gift of Scorpio, not for nothing. Strength is there. They're very protective if they need to be. So I am getting a protective energy here. And I feel like we're talking about that for a reason here. Very strong Scorpio, very protective Scorpio, very much you get in my way, I'll come for you, Scorpio. If you try to hurt somebody I love, I will get you, I will find you. I don't know, it may seem really dramatic, but that's the energy I'm connecting to here. Like if you mess with somebody I love and you try to hurt them, or if you actually do hurt them, I will find you. Alright, so that's what I'm feeling. Especially when it's children and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, you better not. If you know a Scorpio, you don't want to mess with their kids. You don't want to mess with them anyway, in my opinion. But you don't really want to mess with a Scorpio. But, okay, this is weird. This is in the environment. 10 of Cups reversed, which is telling me it's usually a family feel, and it's a general read, so we will go into, there could be a friendship connection. Could even be a work connection. But basically, whatever it is, more than likely family, people are not getting along, things are not going as they should, someone is being abused, is what I'm feeling. Now, that could go in different colors and ways, and I give you that. It could be just verbal abuse, it could be just, like, someone taking advantage of someone else. But when this is, you can see the card, it's upside down, you know it's happening, and everybody else does too that's around it. Something here is not right. Somebody you care about is being attacked, is what I'm getting, in one form or another, and this is something where you're standing up and you're saying something, and I feel like you're temporarily putting this in balance, which if you want to use that balance word or not, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of splitting hairs with that one. It's a temporary balance. So I am using that. It doesn't make me feel good about it. It's almost like somebody's holding down the scale, kind of like, we're going to balance this. Like there's too much on that side, so I'm going to pull it down and I'm going to use my strength to put it in balance. But like, for example, if you have 50 coins on this side, 20 coins on the other, and you're holding it down with your hand to make it balance, it's not truly balancing. It just looks like it balances for now. And I feel like that's what we're going for with this. I feel like when that moment happened, you put it in balance technically, but it wasn't really, the situation was not in balance. You were forcing it to stay in balance. But it's like you can't hold it there for the rest of your life. It's going to come out. It's going to come out of balance. Now, this is what I have to deal with here in the environment. You got that, like this is how it shows up. This is what's under there, the Ace of Swords. There's double dealing here, double talking. Like you got it to go into balance, but I feel like people. There's like this double dealing feel, like people talking to this one talking to that one. I almost feel like someone's saying, well, the Scorpio's always been against this person, or the Scorpio's always had this problem with this person. I don't like it. It's not fair. It's not fair, is what I'm getting. And I want to be careful about how I bring that forward. It's not like there's a lot of people, but like there's certain people that I feel like you flat out know are negative. Like if they said something positive, you'd be like, well, what's the catch to that? Because like, oh, what do you want? If you're being nice to me, why? Because you want something. You know what I mean? There's these people that you know of that are negative. And these are people who are just flat out negative to you anyway. They're not on your side, and you never would expect them to be. It's those people giving this negative lip service saying, oh, well, the Scorpio's always against me. The Scorpio's always had a problem with me. Everybody knows it. Like, this is just being pushed way out of proportion just because you know how that person feels about me. You know how the Scorpio feels about me. And I feel this person whining behind the scenes. I'm literally getting whining and trying to get sympathy from other people. But it's face down, which means you don't see it. And they're covertly trying to get it around you. And nobody's bringing it to your attention because technically it's true. You don't like this person. Whoever it is you stood up against, you don't like and you haven't liked. And it's quite obvious you do not like them. So they're like, why tell you that this person is saying this stuff? Because it would just rile you up. It's nothing you don't know. It's nothing. I feel like other people are like, why would you even care? Like, why would you even care if this person was whining that you don't like them? Like, you don't like them. And everybody knows you don't like them. So what does it matter? But that's how they're weaseling their way in. Because they're trying to get people to sympathize with them. Like, how can I turn this around if the Scorpio won't even give me a chance? And this other one, they're whining. I'm getting a whining feel. Now, I'm just kind of shocked how many upside down cards we have. In the environment, the Page of Pentacles reversed. People are accepting the situation. And this is why it's upside down. It's not a good situation. It's not going well. You seem to have forced it into balance temporarily. And I feel like that's people looking at that like, all right, well, then that's that. And they're just trying to not deal with it. If they think about it, they know that that's not going to work because you're temporarily holding it in balance. But people don't seem to want to deal with it. And I'm seeing you with the Seven of Pentacles reversed. This is... I don't think this is going to sound nice, but you may be a little delusional. I'm fighting to be careful how I say this. Thinking you can keep it in balance, and it's not. That's not the reality of this. Almost like you said something, you put it in balance, but I feel like they're saying they're warning again. That's temporary, and it's almost like you might be looking at this like, well, I put it back in balance this time. If it happens again, I'll put it back in balance again. And there's a strong energy with it, but they're saying that Seven of Pentacles reversed is kind of like knowing it's not over, but thinking you can keep it going the way it is. Just by handling it the way you've been handling it, like if something goes out of focus again, you'll put it right back in focus. And they're saying this isn't going to work. For this situation, it's not going to work. I don't know if that energy would really ever serve anybody that way, because it's like if you constantly have to push the scale, like it's 50 on this side, 20 on this side, you constantly have to push it into balance and hold that. You have to make up the 30 by forcing it down, and it's not really balanced. That's not a way to go about things. Basically 30, you have to take 30 off that side, or you have to add 30 more to this side, or something along those lines. Like it has to legitimately balance to correct the situation. This is not correcting it, and I think that's what they're trying to bring forward. Like this is not an actual correction. This is a policing of it. If you're policing something, you're forcing people to do the right thing because they're afraid of the consequences. That's not correcting something. When something has been corrected, you can step away and let things flourish on their own, and they will manifest or blossom on their own without outside influence. that's when it's been corrected. And I feel like this situation's being policed. It's not correct. Not that makes it, like, I understand, like, the Scorpio energy I'm feeling, like, it makes sense why. And I almost feel like the Scorpio energy connected to this is like, well, this is, I can't allow this to happen. This has to balance. Yes. But the way this is working, they're like, this isn't truly correcting it. This is just policing it. And it's kind of like you're waiting for that moment, like when the cat's away, the mice will play. Like, it's just basically, sooner or later, you're going to have to walk away, at least for a temporary moment, and then it goes right back to what it was. That's what I'm getting. And that's why they're saying this is not a solution. This is not really a solution. And I'm also going to address, I feel energy coming at this with kind of like, well, this is the best I got for now. True, but you got to keep looking for other answers. Because what I'm getting here in the actual environment is the Page of Swords. And I'm getting, I think I just explained the whole thing. Like, it's being policed, it's not correct. And I'm feeling this Page of Swords energy, kind of like this passive, kind of like, the police are making their rounds, and if they have to step in, they will step in. It's not like, and the energy I'm feeling, and I know people have different opinions, but I'm feeling like the police do not want to step in. If they can just, enjoy life and just make sure everybody's doing okay, they don't want to put themselves in a dangerous situation. But they have to keep an eye on it. That's their job. And they'll keep an eye on it, and they'll keep looking. And I feel like that's what's happening here. People are watching and waiting. They don't want to get involved, but if they have to, they will. Again, there's a policing feel to this situation. It doesn't feel good. All right. So, what's coming next to this? Someone else is getting involved here. The King of Cups is getting involved. Someone else is interjecting into the environment. And I feel like you might be, I don't want to say you're being forced out, but your power might be taken away. And I'm feeling this King of Cups energy, someone else is taking it over, but something might happen in this situation, like whatever's going on, whatever the imbalance is, there's like another person, another entity coming in, recognizing it for being out of balance like it is. It's almost like this person who feels like you're not giving them a chance, and they're whining about this and they're whining about that. Either they're directly themselves or somebody connected to that energy where they're whining so much is bringing this person into the picture. And what I'm getting is that they're evaluating the whole situation, and they're seeing what you're doing. But they're also, this is a water. I'm seeing this, they're bringing in the king, and I feel like they're purposefully making sure it's the king of water, saying that this person understands why you're doing what you're doing and does not see you as the instigator. They don't see you as the one who's perpetuating it. They see you as the one who's trying to help the situation and correct it. They do realize, and I feel like that energy where we went through that whole correction thing, is like they're looking at this like what you're doing is policing it, not correcting it. So they understand your motives, but they're also looking at this like, no, this isn't going to work. Yet they do seem to... For some of you, this might be tricky, because I feel like this energy wants to sympathize with you, but might have limitations to how much they're allowed to. So they may be not able to let you know that they do understand what you're doing, and they do see your good efforts behind it. But they're also kind of like, this can't keep going like this. This is not correcting the situation. It's policing it, and it's not going to work. This person coming in is causing fear, not with you. Well, there might be a slight bit of fear with you, but the majority of the fear is within the actual situation. The situation itself is being deconstructed. And it's freaking people out because I feel like, especially that person you don't like, their power is being taken away from them. They're being called out for what they're doing. It's kind of like you have a box of papers and all this junk that they've been doing and how they've been manipulating people. And this person, this King of Cups, is saying, give me that box. And going through it piece by piece, paper by paper. And this person is being, whoever this person was, and I feel like it's the person who was whining, like if they called this person into the situation, they shot themselves in the foot. Because what they're doing is getting completely deconstructed. And it's freaking those people out. The people who you're trying to police, those people are getting freaked out. Now, I understand, like, it's not the most comfortable moment for you because I do see your ability to have control here is being taken away. But it is deconstructing the whole situation. And I feel when I got the Page of Wands for you reversed, it's kind of like, you're not, I don't know, I wouldn't say you were comfortable with it, but you're also kind of like, it's taking away a lot of the responsibility. It's taking away that need to police the situation. It's kind of like, well, I don't know. I feel this energy kind of like this'll literally correct it. It's hard because it's kind of, you're watching it kind of like, I guess this is what's necessary, but there's a lot here happening where like I rather this worked out in a better way. I feel that energy for you. Like I wish this worked out in a better way, but it is correcting it. It's like it's taking the situation apart. It's deconstructing it. It's almost like looking at a house and kind of like the plumbing is a little off and the base is a little screwed up and maybe the front porch is dipping a little bit forward, and you're kind of like, and you've been trying to do, you know, things to fix the porch here and there, you know, make the bathroom workable, and you've been trying to work around it to make things livable, but somebody else is saying, no, this foundation is screwed up. We have to take it all apart and rebuild it from scratch. And they're like starting to take apart the roof, and then they're taking apart the first floor, and they're taking apart, or you know, the roof, the second floor, the first floor. They're stripping down the porch. They're taking all down to its base level to see they're deconstructing the whole house. And I feel like you're kind of like, well, I mean, it had a lot of problems, and I was just fighting to keep it going, but it's like it's literally being deconstructed. You're just kind of like, well, I mean, I guess it won't be a problem now because they're going to deconstruct the whole thing. This is your path. You got the path card, and I feel like if you look at that card where it's very interesting with the ladder going up to that circle. You got a whole new situation out there waiting for you. I don't feel like you're completely disconnected from whatever's going on here, but you're kind of looking at this like, I have to wait for this to be realigned to see what I need to do. You realize things are going to be completely different after this deconstruction. And you got the ladder, like if you see that person standing next to the ladder, I feel like it's kind of like I have to wait for this to actually finish so I can go up that ladder and go into the new situation. Until it's completely taken care of, there's no need for me to get involved yet. And I feel like you're waiting. You're going to be waiting to the side, kind of like, I'm going to have to let this deconstruction finish. And only when it's being rebuilt, then I can be a part of that. And I'll be a part of that. But I got to wait it out, and I just got to let this happen. You're kind of looking at this like it's going to be better one way or another. I just kind of have to let this happen. Whoever this king is, they're in control, and I feel like you're seeing it. You're like, yeah, I know they are. This is in the future, by the way. And you're kind of like, I'm just going to have to respect the situation. It wasn't working the way it was. And then when it starts getting rebuilt, I'll add myself back in and I'll help where I can. Now, just interesting cards. Gratitude is in the situation. Like, everybody seems to be, well, when the reconstruction happens, like, this is going to be completely deconstructed. It's going to be completely taken apart. And when everything is cleaned up and looked at and the resources are looked at and it starts the reconstruction, it starts rebuilding it from that after it's been completely deconstructed, I feel like at that point people are going to be happy, kind of like, well, what's done is done. What's been fixed has been fixed. Now it's time to put things back together. And I actually feel that's where the gratitude actually comes in. After it's been completely deconstructed and we're starting to rebuild after that, because it's kind of like there's some things here that were not working, and now that's been fixed. And I feel like they got the strength card reversed. People seem to be like they don't know what to do, and they're not really sure about how to rebuild something. They're almost looking at it like, well, I helped build that house originally, and clearly things didn't work out. And I'm getting people kind of like questioning, like, now what do we do? How do we help rebuild this without recreating other problems we had before. And people just seem to be a little bit shy or a little bit mousy around the situation, just kind of like, I don't know exactly what to do. They won't bring it back to what it was or have a semblance of that, because I don't want that. The wheel is waiting to turn, is what I'm getting. I feel like this situation is going to revitalize. It's almost kind of like, it's kind of like the egg that just hatched into a chickie. A chickie? Yeah. A little peeper. What do you call them things? Little chickens, little fuzzy yellow things. A chick, right? My brain is just not there with that. I don't know why. But, they're cute. They hop around. They're fun. But it's going to be a while before this situation gets to a point where it can start actually creating something again. The wheel is saying that it will come back to its full vitalization again. Other people might be involved this time. There might be some changing out of players, for whatever that means. But they're saying it will happen. It's not gonna happen for a while. I feel like that's why strength is here reversed. Because people are just kind of like, they're thankful it's not what it was, but they seem to be a little gun shy in creating something, kind of like, I don't want to be somebody who creates a mess, or like, I don't want to create a new mess. Like, whatever I did last time apparently didn't work, so I feel people kind of holding back with that strength reversed, like they're not feeling empowered. But they're saying at some point the wheel will turn, and this will go back into a good situation. It just might be drawn out. And that's where this is ending. That was a lot of information at the end. I think we're good, though. All right, I'm going to wrap this up here. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.